Hello, my friends. So I recently dropped this board. I call it a merch board, but it is, I like skate, and it says Ricky on there. It came to my attention that the old Slap message boards made a thread about it, so I thought it would be kind of fun to read the thread and react to it. So we got the thread right here. Was this posted today? Do you get the dates? April 3rd. Okay, so this is 2 days ago. But I just wanted to give a brief history of Slap if you guys don't know what it is. Slap used to be a magazine similar to Thrasher, also based out of SF, I believe. And then pre-social media, people still wanted to have discourse about topical things in skateboarding. And how it used to be when in the early internet is there'll be message boards. So in Australia, we had a message board too. Slap had this message board, and Slap kind of had this notorious reputation, I guess similar to all internet message boards, that it was really negative. I wanted to say I've never had a Slap account, but that actually isn't true. And I'll tell you the story of my first ever post on Slap, and it will kind of give you a good representation of what Slap is. But anyway, back in my day, I used to have a different YouTube channel before this first one. And then why I made this new one is I said, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make some video editing tutorials for skateboarding only. Because I was going to university for films. I went to film school university, and I was a skater and I liked editing. And I said, there's no tutorials just for a skater. So I'm going to make a tutorial just for editing. And I did, to my credit, look at this, 15 years ago. I made a trailer, I made an intro, I made timeline editing video. And then I made how to ramp slow-mo. People probably don't even know what ramp slow-mo is right now. But back in the day, very hot topic. I made a nice skater-based how to ramp slow-mo tutorial. And I think I made a couple more tutorials, how to export and just general like video editing. I still think this timeline editing one like 100% holds up today. I'm absolutely not going to watch it right now because it's insanely cringe. But I think the information that I give is still valid. But anyway, why I tell you that story is I specifically, when I said, oh, you know what, I'm going to help skaters and make this tutorials and build them up, I went on to Slap and I made a website and everything. This was kind of in a different time, right? You'd make websites for shit like this. I made a website and I said, I'm making tutorials strictly for skateboarders, blah, blah, blah. And I remember I posted on Slap, instant hate, instant like, oh, blah, blah, blah. They're like, you reposted this in a bunch of forums, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, no shit, I reposted. I'm trying to get people that want to know about skating to look at it. But it was funny. Like, you would think, how could that be negative that I'm giving free tutorials about specifically how to edit for skating? And they're like, no, that's bad. That's bad. Somehow that's bad. But anyway. But yeah, that was the early origins of my channel. Like this current channel was how to make skate videos. But anyway, let's watch the Slap. So they were kind enough to link my board and not say anything, I guess. They say, Ricky Glaser launches his own skateboard deck. Not necessarily a negative title, and they didn't even say good or bad. They just posted it, so I'll take the impressions. I don't know, what do we do? Just read the comments? What a stupid ass name. Manny is mad. Okay. Nice visual of the board. I think this is a rare case where I think the graphic would benefit from the truck being on backwards. Because it's Australia? I feel like that's positive almost. I wouldn't skate that for free. This is the thing with like criticism, is I welcome any criticism. And I'm also not making this to say, I'm turning myself pro. If they would have linked my like announcement video, I literally talk about what is the definition of a pro, blah, blah, blah. And then I talk about my upbringing in skating is that I was a skater in Australia. An Australian company gave me a signature board. Call that a real pro or not, I don't really care. Call it fake pro, that's fine. Braille gave me fake pro as well, that's fine. Now I'm in my content creator live stream era. This is purely merchandise board. Buy it or don't, I don't know. I'm secure with my skate ability. I'm secure with my status in skateboarding, where I stand in the skate community. I'm not trying to be something I'm not. Buy it or not. Like, that's my official stance. So, like, to me, people getting mad about it, it's kind of funny, I think. But anyway, let's go. I don't think I've seen a shitter graphic before. That's even bad for a Walmart board. His video sucks anyway. Any YouTuber who does a reaction video of a video that's already out on YouTube is a regular. Well, we're taking it one step lower and we're reacting to your negative comments, my friend. But like literally all of YouTube is reacting to reacting. At least old school YouTube. I miss the like RE. Remember when they would put in the title RE this video? Ricky, it's time to get a job. Damn. Straight to the truth. It's pretty up there with Descenzo, AI, Crappy, Monkey, and the horrible Logo King skateboard shit. Hey, they put me with Descenzo and Taishan. Nice, nice place to be. You mean produce one deck in his garage? I did make a skateboard from scratch. Who? Valid. He's one of the Braille guys until Scientologists told Aaron Cairo that boy is a bad influence and he's not allowed to play with him anymore. Sounds like a joke, but is actually true. Yeah, relatively true. Unfortunately, I'm aware who he is. It was just a played out attempt at questioning this guy's relevancy. Thanks for engaging with my unfunny one-word post though. That was more it deserved. Anyway, the graphic is so bad it almost makes Descenzo's 2 cents graphics look palatable. Not quite, but almost. Poor Descenzo. This is the thing. Descenzo is such a good skater, works so hard, and he's not allowed to have a company because he's whacked for some reason. I don't even know why. Like why could you possibly hate Descenzo? Like, what could you possibly say bad about Descenzo? So that's what I mean is like this crowd is impossible to please. So if you try to change your behavior, if Descenzo starts trying to change his behavior to please this crowd, like it's an impossible task. Hell nah, I'd rather skate 2 cents exclusively until the day I die. Then one Ricky Glaser board. Hell yeah. I agree, but this isn't Descenzo is a corny, lovable huckster with incredible tricks under his belt. And Glaser is, well, Glaser. I mean, I probably wouldn't skate this deck for the graphic, but you're right. I would skate it, no questions asked, if the alternative was Glaser's brand, quote unquote brand. It's not a brand, it's just merch. But, valid. We need Yeezer back. I don't know what that means. By the way, this is the dude who always skates in shorts and sports man bun. Yes, that is correct. You know what we say on skateboarding is be yourself. Find your own, explore your own identity. Oh, you're not between these two lines? Oh, we hate you, actually. It's 2025, having deck dimensions should be the norm at this point. That's valid. I guess I could put the wheelbase. Does the wheelbase change when the width changes, or is the wheelbase always the same? I probably could put that on the side. There goes the good day I was having. Like, I would love to know about this dude's life. Like, what are these threads that I'm next to? Like, I never have gone on Slap, right? What is this? Slap message about skateboarding, shoes, and gear. Like, let's see what I'm sitting next to. Spitfire Formula 4s. Non-skate over good shoes. DSLR shapes. Lots purchase you regretted. America containment thread. Shit you bought recently. 8 versus 825. Will we get some good conversation here? What is that give? But anyway, like, what is this dude's life? I'd love to know, like, what he was doing. Then he stopped whatever he was doing and came to this thread to read about it. It would be very interesting to see. I have a real soft spot for anything that involves animals. I'm a 36-year-old man with a large Jellycat collection and nearly cry every time I pass by a box of Gorilla Munch or Cocoa Chimps, but even I can't back this. Nice. Love the shot of him holding the board when you visit the page. Pretty embarrassing all around, even for a dude who makes reaction videos with cringe thumbnails. Terrible, lazy website, awful graphic and name. I'm sure Ricky is a nice dude IRL, but is there really any demand for a board with his name on it? I don't know, maybe little kids like him. Valid. Guy was coming with a nice angle. The thing is what I would always say, Slap was super against Braille, right? I really think that like core 20-year-old skater, let's say 16 to 25-year-old skater, I think they can't possibly fathom a world where someone likes skating in a different way to them. They can't possibly fathom random chick that likes longboarding on the beach. They can't possibly fathom beginner kid just getting into skating. They only think of the ride or die, I'm trying to trade flip the 10 stair, I'm trying to be sponsored, I'm trying to be the best. They really only think that that kind of skater exists, and they purely, fully neglect that like any other relationship to skating is possible. I think that is kind of naive, and I think Braille had its place. Braille definitely had a place, and the reason it was so successful is because all other skate things neglected that place. And I think these people are always neglect that so hard. You guys are so harsh. This is such an inoffensive graphic by a YouTuber who'll probably sell out most of his 2050 MOQ while keeping a few for himself. What does that mean? He'll probably sell out most of his 2050. Is he saying I only made 50 boards? Yeah, I mean, that seems based. Honestly, feel like a Nikki Glaser board company would be more popular. Yes, because she is way more popular than me. Ricky is insightful. Well, yeah, they make a thread about you. At least we get some impressions. I'll give them valid points back, sure. I would buy a John Glaser board. The thing is like, I don't know who that is, but that looks fun. That's actually a sick graphic. Maybe there should be a Glaser deck company. That's actually not a bad idea, to be honest. Make a Glaser, just every person called Glaser, just put their likeness on the board. The thing is if you make a board and say, I'm pro, yeah, that's super whack. If you're just a fucking live stream TikTok content creator skater and you say, yeah, I made a merch board, it is what it is, who gives a fuck? What's to hate on? Like, if you think I suck at skating, you think I have bad style, hell yeah, brother. Never watch my shit ever. Dislike me as much as you want, never watch my shit. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? Am I trying to be something I'm not? Like, I really don't think so. If you want to see me do good tricks, go look at my Instagram. Cool. Watch it or don't. Hell yeah. Such an improvement. I laughed like now. He quoted the wrong thing. Booney's loving jerk. He should F off and pick up Richie Jackson on the way. Those two loaned their voices to help reality star F my mom out of her retirement and my kid out of her inheritance. They should probably jet while they still got legs. Very weird sentiment. Absolutely unhinged. Like, what is this? That's his, like, signature. I would hope Milton would be that target. Damn, that's it. But as you can see, interesting vibe. I feel like there's like you could write a research paper on these type of message boards. See, this guy posted with not necessarily negative title, and then they just posted the link. If the first like 3 comments are positive, the thread will be positive. If the first 3 comments are negative, the thread will be negative, I think. But I don't know, I feel like the criticism was kind of fried. I feel like they just hate for whatever reason. But that's fine for them to hate, like, I accept. But see how DeCenzo gets under the bus too? Like, DeCenzo dedicated his life to skating. He's skating at his best at 37, and he wants to have a company. If he can't have a company, who deserves to have a company? Like, literally no one then. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I thought I would take a look, see what we see, but I feel like they could have came at a legitimate criticism angle and they missed the mark. So I think it's funny, and shout out to Slap. Keep up the good work.